Okay, so let's have a look at my wardrobe now. As you can see, these wardrobes are panelled. I will put a link down for the video where I did actually the panelling. I wasn't intending to do anything else. I was very happy with my wardrobes and I wasn't really intending to do anything else with the wardrobes, but I do like the French chic style. Do the panelling on the wall. Please check out the videos where I did this to show you how I transformed my bedroom. But I have been looking, if you do look online, different kinds of wardrobes. So here is where it gets exciting. These are some of the wood ornate pieces that I have purchased, and I will be sticking these with no nails glue onto my wardrobe, painting them white so it just looks like as if it's molded. That's the effect, is if it's like it's actually molded into the wardrobe, using as well some filler for the sides so that it all blends in. And yeah, I'm sure this is going to look like a French chic wardrobe. It's time to get planning and find out where all these pieces are going to go, and also I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that, what I'm going to use to do that, and we're going to go through this process together. I'm going to revamp these lovely fitted wardrobes. I'm going to be using the Quick Dry, and it's eggshell in pure brilliant white, used for wood and metal. It's Dulux. I've heard very great reviews for this, so I'm using this. I generally do rely on a lot of the feedback as well when you're looking at Amazon reviews. I don't know whether you do that, but I certainly do. I'm also going to be using these polyfillers. I bought two, and I'm just going to be using those to fill up the gaps when the ornate gets stuck on. And I've got this paintbrush. It's supposed to be no bristle loss. I'm hoping. I've had a lot of brushes that say this, and I do get bristle loss, I must admit, so I'm hoping that does the job. And I'm going to be using as well some very fine dado roll, exactly the same ones that I used on my wardrobes, just to make the length when I'm doing the little panelling on the inside of the large panelling, which I'll show you when we go upstairs and work on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 30 centimetres from the panel that I originally put in, and as you can see I've marked it there. This is where I'm going to put my new panel inside of the old panel, and then in the middle I'm thinking one of the ornates, I'm going to be placing it into the middle. So I'm going to go in as well. So obviously I'm not going to start my panel from the edges. I'm going to go, let me just get my leveler and check that this is straight. Okay, so that's straight. So I'm going to go, just get my line. Okay, so what I'm going to do is maybe I'll start let me just check how much we are from the edge. So it's always good to do your measurements so you can check. So that's about 6 centimetres there, and oh, just about 6 centimetres on this side. Yeah, exactly 6 centimetres. So that was perfect. So I'm going to start my next panelling 30 centimetres from the top, 6 centimetres each way from the side, and then I'm going to take it 30 centimetres, I've marked it here, 30 centimetres again from the bottom, and then inside I'm going to stick another ornate here, and I'm going to do the same for all of the doors. So we're going to start with door number 1, and when I say that, you can see here's the line. This is going to be the line for the panel. I need to start my corners there. Can you see how that's going to look? I need to start my corners there, and I need to stick another one there, and anything that's in between is where my panel dado roll is going to go. And then the same applies for the bottom. The corners on the edge of that line right there. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now if you're cutting wood at a 45-degree angle and you want a great tool that does the job and it's very easy and you're using very thin, small pieces, this is a fantastic angle cutter. Very easy to use, and I can't fault it myself. So I'm going to definitely leave a link down below because I got this from Amazon and I've never looked back, and it's done all of my paneling for me. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to be using this angle cutter to cut my dado rail, my very thin piece of dado rail. So that's how it's going to look, and you can see there's my okay, so that's the first panel in, and I'm hoping that you can see that. There it is from the top. I didn't have to angle cut because it wasn't a frame that I'm doing, so, and then there it is at the bottom with the ornate. I'm obviously going to go in with the filler, and then I'm going to be using this piece to go in the center of that piece. So I do know that this is like roughly, I'd say about 70 centimeters. I'm going to find out where the center is, and then this is going to go in the center. And I think you can imagine now everything that I'm saying, how it's coming to light. Things only come to light once you start building and creating your piece, and then you can actually see now how this is going to look. Very ornated piece, and yeah, it's going to look very much glamorous than it is now. But yeah, we're going to put this piece in the center, and that's how I'm going to go about doing all three of these doors. And then at the top I'm going to be using my circular ones, and I'm going to just be placing them in the center of each of those little doors at the top there. Okay, so there goes my lovely ornate piece in the center of the paneling. So I think that looks really, really nice. And I'm just going to do the same with door number 2 and door number 3. And I'm going to come back and show you what that looks like. And then we're going to start placing the circular ornates at the top. So as you can see, I'm starting panel up number 2 and just the corners of panel number 3, and I just have to, on panel number 2, stick the little ornate in the center, and then do the 2 sides of panel number 3, and then again stick the ornate in the center. So I'm just going to be doing that now, but I'm very happy with the way it looks. And yeah, I've done all the measurements and used my leveler to make sure everything that it's straight. So okay, so there we have it. We have the 3 panels with the center pieces that look like this. This one I've had to cut into 3. You can probably see close up 1 and then 2. So there's 3 pieces there. But when we use the filler, hopefully that won't be noticeable. And also the magic of the paint will also eliminate that. So yeah, so I'm going to show you the ornates I'm going to put at the top. Okay, so these are the ornates that I'm going to be using to go on the top, and I've got the 3 of them ready to go. Okay, so that's how that one is going to look in the center, just like that. And it's, you know, this is going to be very easy. It's a case of just no nails glue and then just sticking them all on the doors. So just going in with my no nails glue and then just putting glue all around, as you can see, like this. And then just stick it on once all that's done. You can really only get a better view once you're like, I don't know, when you've got this kind of like looking at it from afar. I always like to step back and look at my work, and I'm very happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to be using this poly filler. This is the next stage, and it just fills in all of those gaps. It just makes everything look really nice. It won't look nice, obviously, with the wood. When it's painted white, though, you'll just be taking all those imperfections out. So I recommend Polyfiller when doing any kind of paneling. And yeah, so I've got 2 of these. Hopefully I might only need to just use the one. And I'm going to fill the gaps. So I've gone over with the filler and moulded some of these parts here. Probably can't see because it's white, but yeah, when it's painted, it will look like all in one around the sides and here. So there's no more gaps showing. As you can see, these ones haven't been done, and you can definitely see the gap here, but these have been done. Okay, so we've gone in with the filler, and the next stage is we're going to be painting. I've showed you the paint that I'm using. I'll be linking these all down below. I'm going to be using this bristle-free brush. So let's get painting the paneling that we've put up. And this is a fast dry, so this is going to be great. Like this, it's not watery, it's quite thick actually. I'm not sure either whether I'm going to be doing any detailing on this, and when I mean detailing, like dark wax or even just like a hint of gold. I'm tempted. I'm going to wait and see, but right now I'm just going to be leaving it white. And if I do decide that I'm going to put any detailing on, I'll add it to this video. And like you can see, if you can see now when it's white, it does look that much better. And when it's dry, it'll just seem like it's moulded in and blended into the wardrobe, which is great. I love this look. You could do this to doors, walls, wardrobes, pieces of furniture even. You just need to buy the Ornate, which I will list down below. And yeah, you can transform a lot of furniture this way. So I do hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it interesting. If any of you are trying to transform any of your furniture, just giving it some ornate, a bit of luxury, a bit of French chic touch to it, I found that this is the best way to do it. You don't have to invest in such expensive French Rococo furniture to achieve this look. You can buy some wood pieces, you just glue them on, you do a little bit of paneling, and you can transform your wardrobes from plain to a lovely French chic design. So yes, like I said, please check the description box below, because I will link as many products as I can below that I used in this video. And again, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. You don't have to just use it for wardrobes, you can use it for many pieces of furniture in your house, you know, chest of drawers, lots of different things, and you'd be surprised how something so simple can make such a huge transformation. Hope to see you all again in another video.